What if everything you thought you knew about FNAF's marionette character was wrong? Or possibly right? Is the marionette the savior of souls, the leader of the fallen, and the protector? A character first appearing in FNAF 4, followed by Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted, and having mysterious cameos in both Security Breach and Help Wanted 2 in plush form, all spanning from the 1983 to 1987 timeline, and quite possibly beyond. While the marionette in the movie might reflect the character in the games in appearance, both versions are fundamentally altered by the change in perspective, very much highlighting the power of point of view. But today, we'll be analyzing the recently released movie's main antagonist, the marionette, and the major differences between it and its original video game version. As the movie begins, we are treated to the most engaging and meaningful scene of the movie. Long before the Fazbear Pizzeria we've come to know in the first movie, they had an original location that housed different versions of Freddy's band. Bonnie, Freddy, Chica, and Roxy were on the stage, with the marionette running the show, a ringleader of sorts, controlling the choreography of the other animatronics, yet sitting in a box under the stage until showtime. A young, pale girl, Charlotte Emily, which we later come to find was Henry Emily, William Afton's work partner's daughter, dressed in black and white stripes, which would ultimately foreshadow her way of thinking, was sitting by the main stage, admiring where the marionette would rise from a door on the floor when the show was set to start. Alone, being ignored by everyone, whilst also not engaging with anyone, even with the staff of the pizzeria, who consider her behavior characteristic for every time she comes in. Charlotte's father was always busy with work, frequently ignoring her and being distant from other children. She had trust for the marionette and thought it understood her pain the most when no one else would. Maybe because the marionette in this version already had tears streaming down its mask, like it was also going through pain, agony, and sadness. This, however, excluded Vanessa, the daughter of William Afton, Henry Emily's work partner. Vanessa encouraged Charlotte to go with the other children, but Charlotte was adamant about waiting for the big reveal of the marionette coming up and the show starting. As Charlotte was waiting for the show to start, she noticed a golden rabbit mascot, William Afton, taking a child into a back room. Charlotte tried to warn the adults in the pizzeria, but they all gave her excuses as to why they couldn't help and brushed her off coldly, leaving the feeling of rage and injustice simmering inside her. Then, we see her forced to go into the back of the pizzeria alone to search for the boy. She finds him passed out on the ground and attempts to carry him back to the main room in front of everyone. As she's doing so, Afton, realizing the boy had been taken, pursues Charlotte. Now, closely behind her with a knife in his hand, she manages to make it back to the main stage before losing consciousness. As she emerges from the back, she powerfully shouts out her anger and rage to grab the attention of the patrons in the room before collapsing onto the stage with the boy she saves. He wakes up and runs to his mother, but Charlotte falls, and we see 3 stab wounds on her back. She happens to fall exactly into the trapdoor where the marionette emerges from, and as she falls, the marionette catches her in its arms as she passes away. Nobody notices her pain, rage, or agony in that moment, and the scene fades to black. Due to what happened, there was never another marionette included in the shows again, and the murder committed by Afton was labeled as an accident, pinned only on Charlotte for wandering off backstage, amongst other accusations, which ultimately led to that specific location of Freddy's to close.